Alright, here's a little vid, just doing an A3 HUD approach, mostly set up already here, ILS 4 right, Chicago, course of 47 set. We'll start turning in here on the approach, start slowing up, should be set up, courses are set, nav radios are set, we've got elevation of 619 touchdown zone, runway length of 59.28, glide slope angle of 3 degrees set. Performance data is in there, flaps 41, 26, 131 is set. We're pretty much slowing here and turning direct to CAT very shortly. And we'll try to expedite this to not make this video file massive. Do a couple quick checklists to make sure we got it all. Descents minimums are set 869s, the mins on the ILS. VREF and V target is set 126, 131 auto brake. It's wet and raining in Chicago, so unfortunately we're going to do flaps 40 max braking and a recall checked. Our approach checklist altimeters are 3000 set, PAX, auto, and start switches are left continuous. Alright, approach checklist is complete as well. The HUD shows A3 is armed. It's going to automatically switch over when we capture the glide slope. So here we are. Let's say we're a cleared approach. Forloke is armed. I drew a 10-mile ring around the runway just for SA. Looks like sit go. We cross at 2,400 feet, and then the runway itself. Just approach. Hopefully we won't have to do, but that would be a 47 heading to 1,100 feet, then track a 230 outbound to IGC, and then Piatone at or above 2,600 holding in Piatone. Should be intercepting. Forloke is armed here. We're in heading select. Nice little bug with the PMDG here. You're in LNAV. The heading bugs, heading light stays engaged, but that's not the case in this case. Forloke is captured. We will, or cleared the approach. We'll approach mode or arm approach mode. We've got glide slope in white. As the glide slope comes down and captures, we will be all set up. I think a good rule of thumb here is at 10 miles out. That's why I drew the ring, or you can just remember CAT is roughly 10 miles out if you didn't have the ring. You do that through the fix page with a /10 to get the fix. You gotta put the fix in first off the legs, and then do the /10. If you're doing 210 flaps 5, crossing that line, you're in a good spot. I may need to do flaps a little earlier because the glide slope's going to capture, and it may be hard to hold that speed without any drag. So I'm going to roll this back to 180 now, and in anticipation of it starting to descend. So here we go. Glide slope's captured. Southwest procedures 0. Moving MCP. Let's go flaps 5. And just so we're not wasting gas, we'll throw 170 in here. So you go flaps on the speed brake. Got some brake arm here. Flaps are in transit. Leading edges are extended. Also on the fixed page, you can see we're 9.5 miles, 9.4 miles, going fairly rapidly. Holding that 210, slowing slightly, that's great. The only way to get rid of the glide slope localizer, get out of the approach mode now, would be flight director's off. We'll change the frequency of the nav. We'll hit toga, so a way to get out. Alright, it switched to A3 mode. You can see here, you just keep the circle in the circle. This guy here is basically your speed. If you're trying to adjust or make a certain speed, that bar is going to go up or down, telling you need to increase or decrease the throttle. I think right now it's trying to basically tell me to decrease the throttle. There's our radar altimeter 2,000 feet there, right here. That's a good place to go. Landing gear down, flaps 15, set speed, set target in this case, which was 131. Say we're cleared to land, lights are all on. It'll be a well light for the FO is a nice reminder. Taxi light is a nice reminder for the captain. And 1,400 feet, that white bar is going to start coming up on the altimeter. That's a good spot. Go flaps 30. Stop at 25. Go 30. Let's just go all the way to 40. We got the speed. Here comes that white bar on the altimeter. That's 1,000 feet there. We want to be fully configured on speed, stabilized by 1,000 feet. See that bar now coming down. It's going to stay level if we're on speed. So once we're on speed, it's very sensitive, right? So now we're on speed. It's basically saying you don't need to slow down anymore. You're pretty much there. Circle in the circle in reality. That's how you can fly it. There's 1,000 feet. Airspeed 133. Sync rate 750. Landing checklist. Speed brake on green light. Landing gear down through green and flaps 40, green light, cleared to land, 4 right. And now you're just flying the airplane.
Traffic.
It says single channel here, ILS. If you want to do an auto land, you would simply activate and, in fact, let's just do it. We'll activate the second autopilot as well. Might have been too late to do it. I'm not really sure. I don't know anything about auto land. We don't have auto land. Alright, green carrot is coming up from the bottom there. Alright, so we're inside 500 feet. There is a 500 foot call. Right about there is approaching minimums. Pilot flanks is going outside. I'm going to disconnect everything here. Autopilot, auto throttles away. Minimums, landing. Just keep the power, keep the speed. At about 30, start pulling back.
50. 30.
30 leveling off. 10. Idle power. And that was pretty firm. Thrust reversers. Got extended on the speed brake, deployed on the thrust reversers. Auto brake disarm. The disarm light comes on. 60 knots, auto reverse. This thing stops like nothing. At least in the game, anyway. Brakes are incredible in this thing.